Hi, John Everett here. Got a very special hangout that we're doing today with a preferred lender in the state of California and in the state of Nevada. And this young man is a regional manager with American Financial Network, and he's responsible for closing over 1,000 transactions in the state of California and Nevada. Mr. Brandon Hawkinson. Brandon, hello. How are you?
Doing great, John. Thanks for having me.
Well, we appreciate your time because I know you got a couple of realtors over there waiting to get their hands on you because they got some transactions they want to close. So I appreciate you sliding that conference room for a couple of minutes over there at Simply Vegas. So I'll keep this short and sweet, but we do have a couple of questions that have came in. I'm going to jump right in here. So let me just ask you, because most of these are questions, these are the bulk of the questions that have came in. They really want to know. Now, exactly what type of credit score is required to qualify for a home mortgage in today's economy?
Well, that's a great question. For FHA and VA government loans, we need a 580 credit score or better. We can do in-house government loans, FHA and VA, down to a 580 credit score. If we get a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac accept below 580, we can still do the FHA mortgage. Unfortunately, they'll need 10% down. When it comes to conventional, they're going to need to have a 620 credit score or better, and that's because of the mortgage insurance companies required, not necessarily Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
So you can actually get someone qualified with the 580?
Yes, all the time.
Wow, that's interesting. That's got to be one of your more aggressive programs. Okay, so after a short sale, foreclosure, or bankruptcy, how long does a buyer have to wait before they can actually qualify for a home mortgage?
That's a two-part question. For conventional financing, after a short sale, they'll need to wait 2 years and put 20% down, and they can only do it as owner-occupied. After 4 years from a short sale, they can do a conventional mortgage with 10% down, and after 7 years, they can do any type of conventional financing available. If you get a foreclosure, it's a scarlet letter. You cannot get a mortgage on you cannot get a conventional mortgage for 7 years. On to FHA, with bankruptcy on conventional, it'll be 4 years. On FHA, they treat short sale and foreclosure the same. So FHA's standard guideline is 3 years from the date of them short selling their property. But with a caveat, FHA came out with a loan program late last year called FHA's Back to Work program. This program's guideline states that if the clients had a 20% reduction in income or were unemployed for 6 months or a combination of the two, after 1 year from a foreclosure, short sale, or bankruptcy, provided that they are back to work and gainfully employed, they can purchase a home. So it's a two-part question. If the 20% reduction in income came from a divorce, that won't work. If they're retired now and they're not back to work, it won't work. But an amazing amount of people do qualify for that product. When it comes to bankruptcy on government loans, FHA and VA, 2 years from a Chapter 7, on a Chapter 13, after they've made 12 months of their payments on time, we can get them an FHA mortgage. The bankruptcy court will always give them permission, and we take their Chapter 13 payment as like a car payment and put it into their income to debt ratios.
Okay, well, we've got a couple of other ones coming in, but there's one that I really want to get to, and I can see why these agents kind of boast about you as being the go-to lender that specializes in buyers with less than perfect credit. That was an interesting explanation. Okay, so the question of the day is, and this same exact question has came in 6 times just in the last 4 minutes, if someone doesn't have enough money for a down payment on a home, what are their options?
Well, that's a great question. On conventional and FHA, a gift from a family member is allowed. FHA 3.5%, conventional 5%. So they can get a gift from a family member. There's a lot of these government, state grant and bond programs such as LIFT, WISH, so on and so forth. The unfortunate thing about these Grant and bond programs are that there's restrictions, such as if you sell the home within 9 years, you have to give the money that you were given by the state program back. Or I feel everybody's goal in life should be to progress and make more money. A few of these programs, if your income goes up more than 5%, you're subject to paying back the money. A very popular program in Nevada, Lyft, just ran out of funds. So all of the people that were pre-approved to buy a home through that program will not be closing escrow. My program that I love, that we offer at American Financial Network, is we will lend them 3 of the 3.5% down payment. So to use real numbers, on a $200,000 home purchase, their down payment $7,000. We will lend them $6,000 of the 7. They'll have a small second mortgage with a payment of about $56 per month. The other $1,000 they need can be a gift from a family member, or they can pay it themselves. And in this situation, if the seller pays their closing costs, they can buy the home on an FHA mortgage with 0 money down.
Wow. Okay, well, the opportunity to sit down and speak with a seasoned, experienced lender is doesn't come along very often. And I know that there's a flood of questions coming in, but I promise we'd keep it short and tight, because I know you got a couple agents out there chomping at the bit to get their hands on you. Brandon, we very much appreciate your time, my friend, and if these home buyers wanted to get a hold of someone, and realtors, an experienced mortgage lender that specializes in buyers with less than perfect credit, how would they go about getting a hold of you, my friend?
They can go to brandonhawkinson.com, or they can email me at brandon@brandonhawkinson.com, or my direct cell phone number is 702-491-7469.
Okay, Brandon, once again, I want to thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you, John.
Very good.